that goes on for 3 days. It's called the Hari Matsuri. So we've come down here to Naha Port, and we've already seen one of the dragon boats, but we couldn't tell if it was racing or just hanging out, so we're gonna hope that we see a little bit more dragon action. I'm terribly hungry, so we've come over to the eatery area, which looks very standard for Matsuri. Like, all the signs look very similar. Like, the only thing that the signs stood out is that I saw yagi, which is goat. They're serving goat here, and that I would never see goat in like Tokyo or mainland stuff, so that stood out to me. But the decorations and everything looks similar. They have the games and they have the normal food that the Yakuza is serving at normal Matsuris that we've seen. But they had a haunted house, and I thought the haunted house was kind of strange. They also have some really gigantic things, like a giant inflatable dragon and really big ice cubes. Really, really big ice cubes. They also have gigantic meat pies. And I've never seen this. This is the special chicken meat pie that is spicy, and you gotta get the thing you've never seen before. Minced chicken inside. Juicy. This might be one of the best things I've eaten here. I like garbage food, apparently. It's really, really good. I can't really taste the cheese yet. Maybe it's in there further, but that's a darn good meat pie.
We found a place to bunker down from the wind to try to make a video to explain the things we've seen, because like it's just like by the coast and just like constant wind. So we watched a couple of boat races. And I think what we've done is we've come across the boat races that they're doing for junior high school students. Today is a national holiday, so none of them had to go to school. So I think that each of the schools has got a team, and they have had the kids come down and do races with the other schools. And it's got right now the festival has got a vibe that is just like 90% of the attendants are like 12 years old. Like, there's tons and tons of kids, and if you were a 12-year-old kid in this area, this place would be the place to be right now. It would be like the carnival or whatever, you know? And the downfall of that is that I don't feel like there's a lot of like, they aren't cheering for the boats. Like, nobody seems really invested in what's actually happening because they're 12 and they're all more invested in communicating with each other. Like, and then the people who would be cheering for that boat are on the boat because they're like, there's a ton of people on there rowing all at the same time. So like, the boat is really cool, but the atmosphere feels a little bit disjointed. And we were just hoping that we were gonna get to go and sit down and like pick our favorite boat and like cheer it on. But this is not really what was going on. So we just kind of checked it out for a little while, watched a couple of boat races. The boats go like quite a distance, and then they turn around and have to come all the way back to return, and then the first boat to return is the one that wins. And I noticed that some of the teams are way more practiced than other teams. Like, one of the boats was just like going way off like the wrong direction, while one of their opponents was like this strong boat going straight in an arrow, like super fast comparatively. Yeah, like they were on roids or something. So it was cool, but it wasn't like a mind-blowing thing. I think that they have like professional groups of people, not professionals, but probably people that live in certain areas or are members of certain groups or whatever that get together. Maybe companies do this, like have their team in there, they have to go and be part of the boat thing. That sounds like a thing that definitely could be happening. And they're adults, and they are dressed in clothes that are like this in all the pictures we've seen. And you can see you've got like, I don't know if the color really means anything or if it's just a way to differentiate the types of teams that they have or whatever, but we've seen people walking around with these clothes on. And I saw somebody walking like down the street like this, so I was like, what's this karate dude doing? And I was like, oh, he's a boat dude. He's doing karate on the sea. So maybe this would be like, a different atmosphere with like the different teams or something, like for the adults. I'm not sure. But it's actually like going to start raining soon too, so we're not too eager to stand around in the strong wind and have the rain just come in, and we're a bit far from our car, so we are heading back. One thing that we did see, they have the Matsuri, the festival they have, is quite expansive, and it kind of felt like one of the ghetto like Tokyo area Yakuza Matsuris, but it seemed a bit like a little different. They had different items like you saw with kyde and stuff. And they also had a stage set up, and some amazing performances were happening. Like Okinawa music, like they have like this like three string, like a snake skin banjo sounding guitar thing. And that's what I've heard a lot of the traditional Okinawan music playing, and they tend to use that a lot. And they use a specific tone of voice when they sing over it. And they had some people come out, and they had some, I don't know if they're called taiko in this particular sense, but like big Japanese drums. And then, so a lady was singing and playing this guitar thing, and then they had the drummer, and they had a group of people dancing. And they would have these like little kids come out, like really little kids, like 5 years old or something, and dance for quite a while. And they would send, the 2 or 3 groups of them that I saw were all dressed as old people. Like the song was telling a story about old people, and the little kid was playing the old person, and like one of the kids was drunk, and he was like bobbling around like intoxicated. I mean, in the song they were saying like the drunk old man, blah 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 blah. It was like it's a little strange to see for a little child. And then they'd stop, and he had a lot of dialogue, and then he got back into it. But these kids were like on point, like they were really really good and well rehearsed. And that was probably the most impressive thing that I've seen. It was really really cool.
That was the best part. I mean, the dragon boats were really, really amazing. They looked incredible. I wish I could get closer to them, and apparently you can get closer to them tomorrow and get in them, but we're not going to be here, so that's a bit of a bummer. But back to the dancing. What was incredible about the dancing was the smiling. Like, these people are still going and like learning these choreographed dances and stuff like that, but the smiling and the laughing and the connection between the people, and it was just beautiful. And when the kids came out, I always am like, oh, they got the kids coming out, they're gonna be like weird and not know what they're doing and not connect. Like, the kids were as good as the adults. Like, they were really into it, and I think that it was because of that happiness, that the dancing that they're doing and that we saw, it exudes that, and the kids really were attached to that, and I thought it was beautiful. And they finished, and I wasn't clapping, and Eric was like, they don't even get a kyde clap. I was like, I can't even clap for something that good. People ask us like what we miss from America, and undoubtedly Taco Bell is one of the top things that we say. And we realize that Taco Bell's not one of those amazing things, like super good things. It's just one of those things we love, and we love tacos. We've come to a place called Charlie's Tacos, and I think it's one of the most famous here in Okinawa, and Okinawa is famous for tacos. Like, that's what they do here. And we've already had taco rice, but it's Tuesday, and on Tuesday you have tacos for Taco Tuesday, right? So that's just the way we've got to do it. I've gotten the trio, which is beef, chicken, and tuna salad. That's a bit weird. I'm excited about that one. I really want to try that one. Inside you've got lettuce, tomato, American cheese, a slice of American cheese. That's so weird to me. Usually it's shredded cheese, and then your marinated meat or fish of choice. And they have a sauce. I don't know if it's hot or not, but I'm gonna try it without the sauce. I'm going beef first because that's traditional.
Sound like you got a good crunch going on over there. Is it kind of a mixture between a soft and a hard shell? Because it kind of looks like it.
Yeah. That's a taco.
Is it like a legit taco?
It's a legit taco. Yeah? Like that is better than some of the tacos that we would get at the shops that we go to in Virginia.
Oh wow.
Just it seems more, they cared more. Maybe that's the Japanese blend.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try this fish taco. Eating it all sorts are wrong. It feels weird.
Is it weird? Is Is it bad?
I love tuna.
Is it tuna salad for real?
It's tuna salad, like tuna fish and mayonnaise.
Weird.
It's really weird.
I've heard of fish tacos. I've never had one. I mean, you know, they're kind of popular.
It's usually
but...
not a salad type thing. It's like grilled fish meat, not. I'm gonna put this on toast. I don't know. It's good. I like tuna. If you don't like tuna, you don't like that. But in my case, I love it. I'm gonna put sauce all over this now. Taco Tuesday, it's a winner. We expected it to rain today, and honestly I expected it to rain a lot more. Like, I thought we'd be going to the dragon boat races while it was raining, but it didn't rain. And then we went downtown and it didn't rain. And right as we left downtown, we stepped into the car and it started raining. So what do you do when it rains on your vacation? Well, you just get in the car and go to some arbitrary point on the GPS that's close to the shore, and you end up having a spectacular view and just enjoying what you get to see while it's raining. There's nothing you can really do about the weather other than find something to enjoy.
It's barely raining now.
Yeah, it's only a drizzle right now, but it was pouring. I made a stop off hoping to blow some glass, because blowing glass is really big here, but I have to have a reservation, so I wasn't able to do it, but it was pouring when I got out of the car there. And now it's just kind of, it almost just feels like sea salt, like sea spray coming around, which is pretty perfect for where we've ended up.
As we had expected all the rain to come today, we really didn't have a whole lot of plans, like, of things to do. So, like, at this point, the rain came for like an hour and it just completely went away, and now we're like, we still don't have any plans. So we're just looking on the GPS for interesting places and just going, go here, and then following it, and then going there. That's how we ended up at the coast, and we pointed it at this mountain. And, well, a mountain, it's more of a hill. It says mount, but it's not that big. So we pointed at this mountain and we're like, okay, let's see if we can get to the top of this mountain and maybe we'll get a good view out of it. And as we came up to the mountain, we noticed that there was like a lot of like military radars and stuff like on top. And we're like, ooh, probably not gonna make it to the top of the mountain. But we followed the road anyway and ended up coming through some like little farms and stuff. And then the road ended and we were at this thing, which I guess is a tomb. But it really looked, when we first pulled up to it, Katie was like, oh, that's totally an entrance to one of the caves from back in the war. It's kind of what it looks like. But I guess it's a tomb, but there's a place marker like where you would have like information about like who was buried here or whatever is going on. And usually with that stuff, you can see the name, see the year on it, but it's so washed away, you can't really read the whole date. So I'm kind of like, I don't even know how old it is, but I mean, if it's stone and it's washed away, probably kind of old. I don't know. It's just kind of a cool little find, and it's just like kind of tucked in this hill and doesn't look like people come here very often. And then I encountered this wicked looking caterpillar, and he's totally alive, but he's taking a nap as I'm making a little shot to show him off. On our quest to find the top of the hill with all the military gear, we were just driving around and we saw this little staircase. Kind of creepy looking, and we were like, okay, where does that go? So we parked the car and we came over here, and this is what we found. This is easily the biggest slug I've ever seen.
It's a snail.
Yeah, snail.
Wow.
What is he eating? Like a little, like something from a tree?
Berry, yeah.
I wish we could put something. Do you have anything that will show his? You have a key, right? Put the key down next to him to show everybody how big he is. Like, that's just a normal car key. And that's him. Don't step on it, your foot will get stuck and it'll chew your leg off.
Yeah. We found 4 snails now, and they're all just as big, if not bigger. I feel like if we keep following this, it's gonna be like Slurm. There's gonna be some sort of soft drink up there that's made out of something I don't want to know what it's made out of.
Are you gonna drink it?
Yeah, it's great.
The stairs just came to this little meadow, like not even a meadow, a little grove? What is this called? Like a little... A clearing. A little clearing. And like all that's here are giant snails. I'm really, really paranoid about everywhere I step because I'm worried I don't want to crush one, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they're buddies. You don't want to kill a buddy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there was a 5th one. I don't see him anymore. They're so camouflaged.
in the corner, kind of hiding in the bushes, is this little teeny tiny shrine. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe it was built by the snails.
I doubt very much that the microphone is picking up the noise that's going on in the background. At 5 o'clock, everywhere in Japan, including Okinawa now that we found out, the go home music plays. And we don't really, it's just like, it just plays at 5 o'clock. It's like, it's the end of the day, go home. And apparently here they're doing some sort of announcement, and you can hear the different speakers from over here and over there, and it's kind of a very weird thing to hear everywhere around you. It's playing.
It's like call to prayer.
It's like call to prayer, but I wonder what would they be calling to?
Dinner.
Call to dinner. Yeah.
I don't think we're supposed to be doing this.
Andre
3,000.
is totally into it.
We got up to the top of the hill, and we're not going to get all the way to the very top because there's like a military installation of some sort sitting there. So we're heading back down the hill now. We've come to a place that we were going to come to earlier today, but decided not to because when I saw the name of it, I was like, that says cafeteria in the name. I'm not really that interested in it. Because, I don't know, cafeteria, we had this experience in a cafeteria in Chiba once. It was just, the food was not good, and I thought it was just going to be lining us up for a disappointment. However, when we found some internet later, Katie was looking things up to find something for dinner, and she found this place again on the internet, and it had really good ratings. So we decided, screw it, maybe I'm misjudging it based on the name, and we decided to come over here, and it's looking like we made the right decision. I ended up getting something called corned beef. I'm trying to figure out the English for this again. Runny egg, I guess is how you would say this in English. In Japanese, it's corned beef rume tamayaki. And corned beef is not a normal thing in a Japanese menu, so that's really why I got it. And it also is advertised as being a donburi, which is something I really like, which is just stuff on rice. And have a look at this. This is not what Japanese food usually looks like. And you can see the egg here and the corned beef. And then this is probably like a beni shoga, a pickled ginger. So I'm just gonna jump right in because I'm quite excited about this prospect of corned beef. Okay. It smells pretty good. Whoa, it's really, really salty. The corned beef it just falls apart in your mouth. It doesn't taste really strongly like a corned beef dish. The texture is definitely there. The sauce is kind of unidentifiable. It's really strong and really, really salty. It looks better than it tastes, but it's not bad. Considering this is 500 yen, I'm really not that disappointed. So it's something that I have never seen before and I get to experience that, so I'm fairly happy. The reason that we came here that we were looking at this in the first place was because of what Katie wanted to get, and what she has got looks like I'm not gonna get down on that guy.
I'm just gonna talk about my main dish because everything else around it is just your regular set menu and some sashimi on the side. Goya. I'm in the land of Goya, and I really, really, really want to get over that that you have with the bitterness of Goya. So I'm just telling myself, you gotta love it. Like spicy food. The first time you try that, it doesn't work out so well.
Or maybe coffee. The first time you try coffee, you're like, ugh.
Coffee, I wonder what other things there are that are like that.
Things you gotta get used to.
But the first bite was fine. It definitely was bitter. But it's quite good. The flavor that they've created with the, I think it's just Spam. The flavor that they've created as the base for this is really good. And the Goya is just giving me that kick in the gut to just Come on, I can like this. I know I can.
This looks very Okinawan, like that dish, like with the spam and the egg and the goya and everything. What is the dish called?
Goya champuru. Yeah.
And we had a different version of this
We
before.
had pho, which was corned beef, and something else that I can't remember, but that was quite good. And it's just the same basis. And I am so happy we came here right now. I really, really am. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm not in like with it yet, but I think it's gonna be a lot like squid, where now I have days where I'm like, okay, it's a squid day. I really want to eat squid today. Or I'll see something and it'll have squid in it. I'll be like, that's the one I'm getting. So I hope in the future that Goya becomes that for me, because I know that it's really healthy and it's a really striking flavor. It's like the natto of vegetables. Making sure natto's not a vegetable. I want to conquer that, and I will. This is the first really good step. I think they did a great job of the food here. And I feel bad because I know that I probably won't have Goya again here in Okinawa, because we've really only got like a day and a half left. So I'm super happy I got to come here tonight, but I'm sad that my Goya adventure is going to be ending.
It's not impossible to find in Tokyo.
No, it's not. So hopefully I can find, we want to find a good Okinawan restaurant in Tokyo. But I'm happy right now. Since I'm driving, we can only drink at home. Yeah, we can only drink at home. So, we went to the store before we came home, and I've smuggled this in. It's the Orion draft beer. This is the beer that's brewed here in Okinawa. And like, you tell somebody that also drinks beer that you're going to Okinawa, and they're like, are you going to try Orion? Well, duh, you're going to try Orion. You have to get the local brew. So...
Well, I love the can. Look at the design.
I know.
It's amazing looking. There's something really classic looking about that.
It looks Olympic to me. About to win a gold medal. Smells like beer. What doubly sucks about driving is also that I can't enjoy this from the tap. I would much more prefer to have this from the tap at a bar. Well, not price-wise, but yeah, I feel like that's going to give a better flavor than drinking it out of the can, but it's really, really mellow and easy. I am not offended by any part of it. It is just kind of tasty.
It was like 100 yen, yeah?
I didn't even look at the price. I
think
was
it
like,
was.
Orion is happening.
It was
Don't
really
care
cheap.
if it could have had to slam down Ichiman and I would have been like, Orion is happening.
People are going to ask now because I panned down. Can you explain what's going on?
What the crap? I said I wasn't going to explain that.
I know, but... What is this?
This is konnyaku. I don't know why it's green. I haven't figured that out. Konnyaku is a vegetable. Yes, this
Jelly
squishy
stuff.
thing is a vegetable. It's incredibly low in calories and very, very healthy. And I've been eating like amazing amounts of crap. Oh my gosh. Not crap as in taste crap, but like probably none of it's been good for me. I had like a root beer float today and tons and tons of candy and beer. You get in the picture. So I just decided I wanted to eat something that wasn't going to just be more candy. So I picked this up. It said on the package that it's raw konnyaku, so that might be why it's green.
It says osashimi, so I'm assuming raw.
I don't know.
Who knows? But it's pretty gruesome looking.
In oden, and when you have konnyaku in noodle format, you get it in like gray or white. I have seen the noodles in green as well, but this is the first time I've ever eaten it. the taste is not different to me at all. So it's just a snack to drink while I'm having beer that isn't just candy and isn't just a bunch of calories. It's just a snack, a wiggly snack. Yeah, you called me out there. It is the last morning of our trip here in Okinawa. Tomorrow we will have a morning, but it'll be on the way to the airport, and that really doesn't count. That's like no man's land in traveling. So today is the last full day that we'll have here in Okinawa, and we've come to Family Mart. That's what you do. It's like the best place to go. Family Mart seems to be the big man on campus here in Okinawa. We've seen no 7-Elevens and a splash of Lawson's here and there, but Family Mart is like, there's a Family Mart, and then 10 meters away there's a Family Mart, and then 10 meters away there's a Family Mart. So they're everywhere. And Family Mart actually has some special items that are only Okinawan flavored things. And they have this really beautiful logo on them that says Okinawan Deli. I have really no idea what's inside of this one.
It says a pork or something.
Okay, yeah, it's pork.
Yeah, pork.
And cheese. Oh, cheese is good. I like cheese. And the guy heated it up for me, which is kind of new in the onigiri world, I feel. Like, heating the onigiris up has really just started happening within, like, the last couple of months.
They ask you for specific ones in Tokyo, like, if they're supposed to be heated. Usually if they have meat in them, they ask you if you heat them. But I got just a salt one yesterday, and they asked me if I wanted that one heated.
Alright, this is, like, the hardest thing in the world to do. Okay, I think you have to take it all the way off. And then you take that all the way off. And then squish it around. And hold it, and there we go. Wow, I really thought I was gonna butcher that. The filling's in the middle, so I gotta get a few bites in here. Not quite there yet. One more bite.
I like to commend how fast you just chewed that. That was really quick. Okay, so you can see the little squares of beef in there, or pork. Mm-hmm. Can you taste the cheese? I don't see cheese in there.
The cheese is what's making the sauce have a light color. I think it's liquid cheese as opposed to like blocks of cheese.
Yeah. Or
that it's just been melted so much. I think this is kind of the same meat that we had. Rafute.
Oh, wow, that's a good thing.
I think that's kind of that meat, but it's not as whoa.
I mean,
in this format. It's onigiri format, so it's not going to be that whoa. But this is a flavor that I can't get in Tokyo or mainland. I'm assuming anywhere. Maybe in Kyushu, since it's closer, you can get it. But yeah, I've never seen this logo or anything like that. So I was really happy when I saw it, because you go to Family Mart and you're like, okay, we're getting convenience store breakfast, it's boring, and then Eric saw that logo and I was like, done, I'm getting that. Another thing that we saw that they do here, and honestly we don't look around too much in Tokyo, but they have yakitori here. You can just buy yakitori on the stick.
Like,
and
in a Family Mart.
In a Family
That's
Mart.
weird, right?
And I saw a guy eating it last night, and it didn't seem strange. But then when I was buying it, I was like, "This is strange. I can buy this here. I don't have to go to izakaya and like sit next to a burning plate with like cigarettes and stuff like that. I don't have to be extremely drunk to have yakitori." Wow. I would say that chicken is luscious. Can you say chicken is luscious?
Yeah, I guess so. Juicy, luscious chicken.
Juicy and just oily is the way I want to say it, but it's not oily in a bad way. It's like the skin just slides off.
Some girl.
That's breakfast. I just want to point out that Eric's food seems to have a height restriction. Must fit into this one small area of the car. You did it. We've come over to the eastern coast of Okinawa. We've decided we don't really know what all the islands are named. We just call the big island Okinawa, but we don't know if the big island is actually like Okinawa Island or whatever. So Okinawa, we came over to the east coast. There's a couple of little islands that are very close and they're connected by bridges. So we're going through this series of islands today, which is gonna be fun. So far it's already spectacularly beautiful. We saw a super long beach with all these people playing on it, and we stopped, but we decided we weren't gonna get in there. I'm hoping that today we can find a really nice beach and go for a swim. I stopped here at this beach and we tested the water. The water is really comfortable. It's very comfortable, but it's a really, really rocky beach. They didn't label this as a beach, they just labeled it as something that looked cool. So we stopped here, and it does look cool, but there's not much swimming to be done here.
Sometimes it's fun to just stop and like go places where you're probably not supposed to go, like where I'm going right now, where Katie has already gone. Look at this shot. Just beautiful.
Beautiful moment of my life, I think. This might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Number one, you're standing here and the breeze is going through these sugarcane, we think it's sugarcane. You can hear it rustling, and then there were butterflies all over the place a moment ago. Maybe I scared them all away, but there were butterflies everywhere and beautiful purple flowers here and there, and then the water. I've never seen an ocean view like this in my life. And you know what, I think I'm gonna go, probably won't see another one this good. I mean, there probably is one, but dang, I'm giving props to this. And in the distance I can see an island that we're gonna go to later today, so anticipation is, it's good. Oh wow. I might have to eat my words just a little bit. Just a little bit. We found a gorgeouser view, but we didn't fight as hard for it. So I still feel like the other one was more beautiful because it was just us and it was secluded and there were more butterflies and it was really great, but the colors that we're seeing from this viewpoint here are ridiculous. Like, I didn't know water came in that color. Wow. There's this little guy down by the water. I mean, he's not little, but he's human-sized, but he's small to us from up here. And he's down there, and I'm assuming since he's got a fishing pole that he lives here. I could be very wrong about that, but I'm just gonna assume by the fishing pole dude lives here. And whether this is his job or whether he's just spending his free time, he can go to that area when he wants and live in that color. And the jealousy is immense. I would love to be down there fishing. I got no idea how to get down there, nor do I have a fishing pole, so I can't do either of those things. But this is this guy's world. His world is that. Like, most of my world is gray because of all the towers in Tokyo, and he lives in this blue and brown and lucky dude. Jurassic Park meets Tim Burton. That's what this feels like. All I see is a T-Rex with scissor hands just walking around.
I guess a lot of the islands around this area have got pine trees on them because, like, there's more I found here.
What kind of tree is that?
What is that? From a distance we were like, oh, it's a pineapple, but then we're like, wait, pineapples don't tree. And then, what? What is that? Seems camera shy.
I've seen a few advertisements for salt shops, and the other one that I saw is on the complete other side of the island, but we happened upon this factory just out in the middle of nowhere, and we came here. There's a view and there's salt, why not stop? So we stopped, and now we're getting to see this peek into making salt, and it looks very cold. They've made little igloos and little penguins and snowmen, but the window is really, really warm. So it's quite warm in there, and it's warm outside, so it's really strange to have kind of this snow atmosphere.
Did you see there were penguins in there?
I saw penguins somewhere in here. Maybe. I haven't been drinking and driving, everyone, I promise. Sign says if you push the button, it will clear up the window. The window's not messy, I just want to push the button. On.
Oh, so go ahead.
Can't see shit, Captain.
You're giving those penguins a drink. This is like a little factory tour kind of in a way, but like without a tour guide. Like it's just self-guided and they've got signs on the walls, which is totally fine. So you get to see like, you know, that room with all the salt in it, and then they've built the factory tour above the factory, so you can look down into these holes in the deck and see the machines they use for the salt creation process. A lot of the Japanese on the signs is like, you know, salt science words, and I'm like, I kind of don't know what it means, but I'm getting the impression that they are using the ocean water, and it said specifically from this side of the Okinawan Islands. They're getting the water out of the Pacific Ocean, right? That's Pacific Ocean. And they're drying it out to make the salt. And I guess it has like a lower magnesium content or something than regular salt. But I have no idea like if it tastes any different or if it's just salt. Like I'm under the impression like usually that sea salt has a pretty strong, like distinct flavor. So I wonder if this has got that. Maybe we can find a way to taste test some of it soon.
Came upstairs, lady popped some granules in my hand. I should probably taste them. They don't look like salt, they look like seashells, like crushed up seashells. That's definitely salt.
Do you feel like it tastes like sea salt, or is it just, yeah?
It's very oceany. So why is salt so good? It tastes warm. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it hits my tongue and it makes a sensation of warmth. Even though I know that this isn't like warmer than anything else, but my tongue like warms up to it.
Chemicals and stuff.
They say there's no chemicals in this. They're
But
like,
it is a
it's
chemical.
natural.
Everything's chemicals, man. You're chemicals, you're natural.
It's warm, that's so weird.
We were gonna go to this little beach that we saw where there was quite a few people swimming and like the water looked really pretty and stuff, but then we realized that it's kind of like in a fence, and then we were like, okay, maybe you have to pay to get into this beach, and then there was a fee of $400 per person to get into the beach, so we were like, I don't want to go into a cage with a bunch of randos and like have to pay for it. So we walked across the street and we found this like amazing like little rock thing, like big rock thing, and it's sitting right on the water. And as usual in Okinawa, there's stairs on it. I'm noticing this is starting to be a thing. There's always stairs. So we're gonna climb up to the top and see what we can find.
You look like a grandma. You got like your shopping bag and your hair did and your glasses on.
I look good.
There's no groceries over here.
It's a fun little path. There's like spiders everywhere. And I got this guy here. We couldn't find a stick, so we're just using this branch, like leaf thing, and like wiping away the spiders out of the path. And then I keep finding hermit crabs on the ground. And I'm really afraid of them now because Katie told me a story about how one time one like clamped down here and like they had to do some serious operations to get them disconnected. And I just saw a quite large, like maybe like this, lizard just like run up the hill. So this is kind of an adventure. Grandma's on an adventure, kids.
You're going as slow as a grandma. Did you find an amazing view?
We found a little shrine. I've never seen a shrine with like, I wonder what's the deal with these three pillars? Are these anything like the three seashells? Like, what am I supposed to do with these? I don't have any idea.
Temple me once, shame on you. Temple me twice, shame on me. We kept going. I was like, definitely gonna be a view up here of seashells.
But it's more than three, so now I'm really confused.
Is it a multiple of 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's a multiple of 3.
So that's a party for like 7 people, right?
Yep.
What's 24 divided by
8
3?
people.
8 people? Oh, I'm good at math.
Wow, math. For all the Brits out there, maths. fought pretty hard for this one, so I definitely lied earlier today. This is the best one.
We conquered the big rock. And I realized that maybe this is obvious to people that have watched our videos for a while, but like we really like going to the high place. I think I have inherited this from Katie, because she's always like, oh, hotel, high place. And now I'm like, rock, high place. So now we're always going to everything's high place. It's wonderful. You get this great view and this adventure climbing up and the spiders and all sorts of wickedness. And we're back down to the bottom, and I'm gonna go into this water a little bit with my feet, because when Katie walked in, the look on her face was, whoa, it's like the air temperature is the same. Mm. Yeah, oh wow, it's really nice.
This is the guy right here.
It's so shallow, it's in the sunshine, and it's in paradise. That little puff of cotton is a bug. Amazing. And he's not the only bug. Check out this other guy I caught. I got all sorts of friends. I'm like the luckiest person in the world. Look at this guy. Is it a praying mantis? What is it? It's like a stick with legs.
Maybe it isn't a praying... No, I think it is a praying mantis. Or it could be a stick bug that hasn't turned brown yet. Do they turn brown? Are they born brown?
Some Japanese
How are stick bugs born?
They fall off trees.
Ah.
We've come down a different path than we went up that rock, and it has required us to walk through the water on the way back to the car, and I feel like I'm six, like finding things in the water. I'm like, whoa, what's that? What's that? Thought I saw an octopus. Might not have been an octopus. I don't know. Might have been an octopus. And Katie has found apparently a blue fish she's trying to get some video of right now.
Alright, normally I'm not allowed to take stuff. Eric's not cool with it. But I'm taking this. It's where it is, and nobody has claim to it, and it's mine now. Yeah! This is my Okinawa license plate. This is badass. So cool. I'm really, really happy right now. I want to do it while walking because we do a lot of still shots kind of bowing. I can't speak for the beach experience that those paying the admission fee are having, but I can say that what we just did was free and very fun and ended up with an amazing souvenir. And almost getting hit by a car. We found a crag. We conquered a bit of the crag that nobody else is conquering, and we came out to go swimming. It is not super hot, but I thought to myself, you're in Okinawa. This is the last day of Okinawa. Go for a swim. Even if it's not like super warm or whatever, just go, just do it. So I did it, and I doggy paddled, master doggy paddler, to the edge over there to see if there was anything amazing, but it really wasn't. It looks like this. It looks craggy and watery, and so we're in the right spot at least.
I love clear water. Look at that. You can see straight down. That's like a meter deep at least. This place is beautiful. I think Katie might be swimming back to Tokyo. We've come down to like the tip of this little island with the hopes of seeing like some amazing ocean view, but we're a little bit like we've trekked today enough, and this is starting to look kind of thick, so we're not going to make it out there. And I'm actually kind of surprised, not disappointed, just surprised that they have this tip that overlooks the ocean like, you know, 180 degrees, and it's still just farming stuff, which I think is actually sort of cool, to be honest. It's not just like a resort and a resort and a resort and a beach that you have to pay to and like tons of tacky stuff. It's like what it really is. It's a farm place, and it's like maintained that even though it be an amazing tourist spot.
We found goats!
Goats found you, dude.
Hello. You got a great beard. Wow.
Katie.
Beautiful.
Goat to them.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, everybody's in for it now. Everybody's coming over. You down? Somebody comes and feeds you over here, huh? Don't nibble me. Oh. We've come to a house. Like, this feels like someone's house, and it is. We're in a neighborhood right now, but they run a restaurant out of their house, and the restaurant is pretty well known and quite old, so why not go to it and have an excellent meal? When we came, they gave us the menu. This is a very, very natural menu. This is a leaf. And on the menu, it was quite confusing. We have 3 different sections, and within each section you need to make one choice. And there's a 1 and a 2. So what we did is I got all the 1s and he got all the 2s. And they're going to bring us everything. That's basically on the menu. If you only come here by yourself, then you're not getting the whole situation. You gotta bring a friend. So they're gonna bring over every single thing that they serve on the menu for today, or if this is a regular thing, I'm not sure. I'm excited. We only knew 1, and that was today's champuru. That's it.
Yeah, everything else is a mystery.
Everything else is a mystery.
There's some soup on there and
there's
some vegetables,
soups
but
and accompaniments and rice, and we have no idea what to expect. This toilet experience is a bit strange. We're still inside the building. It's gravel. And you go up to this, which looked like a dead end to me, but it wasn't. And then you're into the bathroom area. This is an expansion that they did a good job of making it completely different than what you expect. It's private time now, though. I want to explain that this place has been quite confusing, and the best way that I can explain how confusing it is the lock for the bathroom door. I've got one hand because I'm videotaping. Let me show you. What the hell is going on here? I've got a circle and then a spiral. And I'm assuming that this spiral goes into the circle? What? I have to pee really bad. And I know that my food is on the table. Well, to be continued. I'll let you know if either I peed myself or somehow locked this door. That is a spiral of success.
our food has arrived and it actually looks pretty baller. Let's just jump right in. I have got a plate of what looks to be a bit of meat, and I'm assuming this is probably a pork and some vegetables and stuff. And you can't go wrong with pork on this part of Japan, so I'm pretty excited. It's sweet and succulent and just melts.
Sweet meat.
God. It's very, very good. Over here we've got a soup that it was advertised as a daikon-based soup. So that's a daikon, like a Japanese radish, I guess is what you would call it. I'm not the biggest daikon fan. As far as daikon goes, that is like very, very good. This soup is sort of a mild broth. It doesn't taste fishy at all. It doesn't taste like oden or anything like that. It tastes more like a
vegetable.
Yeah, like a vegetable soup or something.
There's some shoga down there. I wonder.
Yeah. I bet.
Oh, but that might have been for this soup. We switched things around a bit.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna put that on Katie's plate so that doesn't start getting confusing. And then we've got noodle stuffs, and I don't have any idea.
That looks really scary.
What we're dealing with here. I'm guessing this is gonna have some seaweed in it, but that's just a random shot in the dark. It's got like not lime, it's got kind of like a citrusy flavor to it a little bit.
Shikwasa?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've had this flavor before in bentos. And there is also shoga in this, definitely. You can definitely feel that in your nose a little bit, so there's definitely some ginger. And then I think this is a tofu.
Oh yeah, this looks really exciting.
I'm not sure. It looks like a fried tofu. Oh wow, it's got a lot of salt in it. And it makes me wonder if maybe like that salt factory that we went through like briefly earlier, if they're using something like that in it.
Was it warm?
Yeah, it's a little bit warm and almost like a really melty marshmallow in texture. And that outside crunch and everything, that's very good. And I don't really like tofu, so that's a hell of a sale. And then the last little dish is seaweed stuffs for sure. And this is not something I would normally eat.
KGP, I think is what it is.
Is that what it's called? I have no idea.
Oh, it's just seaweed. Scary. Go for it. I'm excited.
It looks dreadful. This looks horrible. It's a bit sweet. It's not terrible. I have a hard time with that texture, is basically what it comes down to. The flavor is okay. If it was being delivered in a different like vehicle, I think I would like it quite a bit.
Mine didn't get that.
Let me go ahead and just eat some rice.
Mine didn't come with that.
Yeah, yours doesn't have that. So you may get some of my dish.
The sets come with kind of the standard things, even though we were noticing things that were different on each of ours. But my soup is different. It has meat, looks like dark meat pieces, I would say pork, and big old mushrooms. I don't know how to explain sweaty soup, but it's just sweaty soup. Like, it doesn't really have like any kick of like salty or sweet or spicy or anything. It's just kind of a soup, and when you smell it, it smells like something sweaty. So that's sweaty soup, and that's why we eat it.
Is it good?
It's edible. I wouldn't say that like I'd take this to someone's house and be like, you gotta try this. I'd be like, this is sweaty soup, and okay, you should try sweaty soup. So come to Japan, you'll enjoy sweaty soup. There's also soggy salad, and one day I'll show you soggy salad as well. But today, this is their daily champuru, and I've had champuru 3 times now. Yesterday was Goya. This one is tofu, and just looks like tofu and maybe some egg and other vegetables. Best one I've had yet. The flavor of the cooking, the seasoning that they have used is really, really good. Lovely. Nicely done. My rice looks different than Eric's. Soy saucy, a fried rice, a little bit seaweedy, but not bad. I can't resist the marshmallowy puff that is whatever this is. I get the salt, and that's fish ball.
Really?
It's really, really blended. It's hanpen. They serve this in, it's like, I call it the fish cloud. When you get oden, there's like this little white puff that you'll find inside of the cooker, and that's called hanpen, and it is, they've taken flour and fish ball and they've mixed it up, and then when they put it in the water, it puffs. And that's it.
Well, it's lovely, whatever it is.
It's lovely. I love it. It's fun. You put some karashi on that.
It's like a Japanese dumpling.
Yeah, exactly. So good.
So I dug a little deeper into my soup, and I found like a big piece of chicken. I didn't even see it earlier. But this soup is really good. The more I eat it, the more I like it. We think it's a kind of like a miso-based soup, and so it's like a miso daikon and hidden chicken, hidden chicken stew.
Hidden chicken stew. How sweaty is it?
I don't think it's that sweaty. Like, I haven't had any of yours, but I wouldn't define this as a sweaty soup. It actually has some flavor to it. This is a shisa, and this is an Okinawan like statue that they have got like in front of almost every house or every building or on the roof or like whatever. You see them all over the place, and they are the embodiment of like a spirit or something along those lines that keeps away bad spirits. And this particular Shisa is a girl. And the way you can tell is because, one, I believe the placement of her on the left side makes her a girl, and also because her mouth is closed. And with her mouth closed, I believe this means she is keeping good spirits in. So that is her job. And as you can see, she's gorgeous. Like, just this amazing looking, like a pug dragon thing going on, you know? And she's got her little ball, and like, it's very Chinese looking, but with that little splash of Okinawa that I've been talking about in other videos. So this is the girl on the left, and if you come over, you'll see the boy on the right-hand side. And he has his mouth opened, and his mouth is open because he's showing his teeth, and he is scaring away bad spirits, and that's what he does. And I think these are like some of my, like, these types of things are all over Asia, but for some reason there's something about the character and the story behind one being a girl, one being a boy, mouth closed, mouth open, like all these little tidbits that I've learned make them, I think, my favorite little Asian spiritual statue thingy-mabobs. I'm a big fan. Specifically the colors on these two, they're just amazing looking.
Don't mess with her ball. Earlier I went to a cafe, and Eric didn't go into this cafe with me. It's actually more of a bakery, but you can eat your food there and stuff. And I found something that he really likes. He's into this right now, and I got it for him. And I just realized we're gonna have to take a break on the camera so that we can switch, because he needs to have his eyes closed. So, hold on a second.
I have no idea what this is. I'm thinking it's some sort of pastry, but I can't begin to think, like, what kind of pastry am I really into right now? I'm so clueless about this surprise. Is it alive? It's not alive, is it?
No.
Okay, I eat this?
No, don't eat it yet.
Okay.
Just try to figure out what it is.
Just figure out what it is. It's spiky.
Yeah?
Hari Nezumi.
Yeah! You can open your eyes.
Can I eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it.
Oh, wow.
Look at his face.
The hedgehog. You're right, I am into hedgehogs. Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know what's inside though.
It looks like chocolate.
I didn't look.
He has chocolate eyeballs.
He's got chocolate eyeballs, that's
how many
for
of these
sure.
do we have?
We have 2 for us and 2 for our Airbnb people.
This is amazing. Awesome.
That looked more difficult to eat than I thought it was going to be.
It actually poked me.
You should have seen him trying to put that thing in the bag, man.
It's got chocolate inside. Like, not like a milk chocolate. Like, you know, like a baking chocolate that they use for...
Semi-sweet.
Yeah. It's like that kind of chocolate. How did they do this? What? Wow.
His face is gone. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, here.
There we go. That's better.
This is easily the most dangerous pastry I've ever had. It's chocolate, but it looks like there's onko in it too. Interesting. Fun. This is amazingly cute. I love how he just like slowly peeks out. What's going on? Oh, okay, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. And the second something happens, he's gonna jump back in. Like if I move my finger. See? Alright, buddy. Skedaddle.
Oh, he is skedaddling. They aren't afraid to fall, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if they can comprehend falling. Oh, it tickles. Oh my god.
I didn't know that Japan had amazingly cool things like this. This feels like there's that area of Vietnam that has all the islands, and it feels just like that. I mean, obviously to a smaller scale, but nonetheless beautiful, nonetheless awesome, nonetheless adventurous. Yeah. So I just went and did some doggy paddling around this rock right here.
That's an island.
That's an around.
You circumvented an island.
Circumvented an island today. I am quite accomplished.
Circumvented? Circumnavigated.
Circumnavigated.
Circumcised?
No,
Something.
I did not take part. Anyways, yeah, so I went all the way over there. That was the swimming that I wanted today, and I'm really glad. I just happened to glance and see this through the trees from the car and was like, oh, maybe we should go and check it. Oh my gosh! Yeah, so this was definitely the swim of the Okinawas. We found a small piece of America, just randomly in the middle of Okinawa. I don't even know how to express how happy I am of what we found. The restaurant has chicken and waffles in the title. It's CC's Chicken and Waffles, and we ordered chicken and waffles, but we've also got macaroni and cheese, which is something that we can't get very often. So we make it from the blue box every now and then, but this is some homemade stuff. Oh my god. It looks really, really good, and it's gigantic. This portion is ridiculous. Like, this was 550 yen, and you would pay that in Tokyo, and you would get a quarter, maybe a half of this. I can't believe it's this big. And the guy recommended the sausage, and that's pretty good. I kind of wish I'd gone just regular, but the sausage is not bad. I'm still waiting for my chicken and waffles though. Ooh, it's a little spicy. We are doing something we haven't done in a very long time because
We found America.
we found America. Oh, coloring. You feel so good. To explain the Americanness, we're right next to an air base. So that's why there's like, we're hearing Americans everywhere. Like the accent is just something I haven't heard in a very long time. It's really nice. Eric says I've even changed my accent already in the last couple of minutes just to assimilate myself back into that feeling. So lots of English and everything everywhere. But that really doesn't matter when this is in front of you. Waffles, chicken, done.
Okay, whoa. Have you ever had this dish in America?
No, but I've heard of it. I've never had the waffles with the chicken. They gave us this and it looks like gravy, but it's sweet.
Is it for the waffle? Are we retarded?
It's definitely sweet, so I'm gonna go with it being on the waffle, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit. I got pecans on top of mine, and chicken next to it. It looks really darn good. I don't know, I have no words other than I'm gonna eat this chicken now. I went drum because you went drum.
Yeah. I like the drum, man.
What's the difference between the drum and the thigh? They're not the same thing?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they're definitely not the same thing because there were different choices on the menu, but what's it?
I like how lost we are eating American food. Like, we're like, what do we do with this syrup? Maybe we've been in Japan for too long.
I think so. We don't know how to explain chicken or waffles. Okay, I'm gonna stop eating the chicken and try the waffle. Sorry, but the chicken is quite good. It is spicy. Perfectly American. Like, you couldn't get any closer to American on that. And I'll just pull this off. So, pecans and sweet sauce and waffle.
Are you eating a waffle with your hand?
Weird.
How is the waffle?
Fluffy.
And the sauce that you put on top is okay?
Sauce is great. Not as sweet as we're used to with syrup. I'm not really sure what they do.
But maybe chicken and waffle syrup is different? I have no idea.
It's almost like a gravy syrup. And then it would be fine on the chicken and it would be fine on the waffle.
Maybe that's some special sauce that they use.
Yeah.
We are the whitest people in the world.
It is true. Yes. Oh, I'm ready to eat this, so bye. Continuing our America theme, we're at Blue Seal, and their phrase is born in America, raised in Okinawa, and their ice cream looks amazing, and I've heard like you have to try Blue Seal when you're down there, and we have had ice cream at two places, A&W root beer, and that doesn't really count because it was like soft serve, and then we also had ice cream from the Meiji bucket. It was just a bucket. It had the little biscuits in it. You remember the little biscuits? Yeah. So we're trying the Blue Seal. This is our last night here. We're kicking it off. Like, who cares? We're gonna eat all the ice cream in the world. And I chose the Blue Seal Mountain. You get 7 different flavors, and I only know what a few of them are. I know that this is mint chocolate chip. This is cookies and cream. This is chocolate brownie.
So you can eat that whole thing on your own, because after those chicken waffles, I don't think I have any more room in my body.
Strawberries and cookie dough.
You got it?
Oh, I got it. I will eat this whole thing.
How is the ice cream?
Raspberry.
I've never had Blue Seal. Is it good?
It's great. Wow. I think this is a limited time winner. I saw one in there that had, that might be grapefruit.
Oh, wow.
Put this in your mouth. I think that's grapefruit. I have never had grapefruit ice cream.
Maybe. It's it's really wild tasting.
I'm betting blueberry.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit icy. Like it's
that
not.
That one is, but the other ones are really milky.
It's not a completely smooth ice cream, but the flavor is really strong. And we have a pretty bitchin' view too. Check this out. That's hard to beat. In true fashion of Japanese ice cream-ish sweets, the entire concoction is sitting upon cornflakes. And I know this says that it was born in America, but something tells me that the cornflakes were added, now I can't get any, the cornflakes were added in Japan for sure. Because I have never seen ice cream in America sitting on top of cornflakes before.
For those that don't know about Kuro Neko, which is the logo for my t-shirt and the building behind me, it is a delivery service, much like, what are the other ones? Oh man.
UPS.
Like UPS, there we go. So they bring parcels to your house and stuff like that. And we see them scooting around town all the time, and their logo is pretty much the cutest logo there ever is, of like a mama cat and a baby cat, and it's just really cute. And we've wanted to get t-shirts with their logo on it, and we found them here. But these are actually shisa from Okinawa, and we love shisa, so it's a good marriage. I like it a lot.
You cheesed out pretty good there. So this being our last day in Okinawa, we wanted to try to get something special on the way out the door, and we have gotten some Okinawan style onigiri. And this is something that I believe I showed in a video a couple days ago, kind of a ghetto one. And this is like the raw dog, real deal stuff. We tried to get this a couple days ago. When we went in there, they were like, there's a 2-hour wait. And we were like, okay. So we didn't order, but then we went back like the following day and we made an order that we could pick up 2 days later, which is now. Does all that make sense? I hope so. So we just went over there as we're on our way to the airport, and we picked up our order. And it's way more food than I expected it to be, like a lot more food than I expected it to be, but it looks amazing. This one was a taco meat onigiri. So you can see there is egg and Spam, taco meat, cheese, and I'm not sure what's in the middle.
A fried tomato.
Is it a fried tomato? Wow. Okay. So they also gave me some salsa, which that's a rare thing to see too. And one hand, there we go, cool.
My hand did not count.
Put the salsa on here. It's really nice that they let you put it on yourself. It's not coming out. There we go. A little bit difficult, because then it doesn't get everything all soggy in the transport. It's huge. This thing is massive. I cannot believe how big it is.
It doesn't look that big in the picture.
I ordered 2. This one in a different flavor. It's pretty big. Like, I got a big head, yeah. So, I'm not sure if I can get all of that in my mouth.
I've seen Eric-sized bites.
Whoa. This is one of the best things I've had in a long time. What an amazing combination of ingredients. That fried tomato is like explosive. Wow. I'm just trying to get like all of it. Like, I don't think I got everything. That fried tomato mixed with the taco sauce is just very, very good. I am shocked. I can see why this place has got a huge line and like multi-day wait to get your food. Like, it makes perfect sense. Should I try my other one too? It's quick. This one is smaller. This one is ume, and that's all I know. So that's like a sour Japanese plum.
It's the same as you had for the ghetto one. Is this one better?
Yeah. So the ghetto one was like that, and this is significantly smaller. That's a little more manageable. It's way better than the one I had before. The ume is a lot more like present. That ume being so sour and the Spam being so salty is just very, very good. This is good, but that one is spectacular. Like, amazing. And they weren't expensive either, like a few hundred yen or something. What, like 400 yen or something? Do you remember?
380 for the big guy and 260 for the small guy.
That's not bad. Did you get any that are noteworthy?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I also got a fried tomato one, but I'm gonna show you the fried Goya one.
Oh, scary, dude.
Yeah. This is kind of my goodbye to Goya. So,
Forever?
Well, no, not forever, but at least for a couple of days. Miso. So, Goya, miso, egg, Spam. I don't think there's anything else in there. Here we go. You know what? It's not Goya.
Really?
I already said goodbye to Goya a couple days ago. Yeah. It's friend of Goya. It's they have this large gourd that's down here that's smooth like a cucumber, but
it's like big and round. Looks like a watermelon.
But
almost.
it's big and round. This one is not gigantic. This is a thinner version of some of the big ones. We've seen some really big ones while we're here, but I'm not sure what that gourd is called. So this is kind of like eating a melon, like honeydew melon mixed with cucumber, but more on the cucumber side. It's not sweet at all. It's just a fat cucumber. That's what we're talking about here.
Does it taste like a cucumber, like just water?
Yeah. It's like, but that's what I feel like about the honeydew. Like honeydew, when you eat it, it's like a big splash in your mouth.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I did it wrong. But that's okay, because I got a surprise. But I also have another surprise. We had tried to have this at the Okinawan restaurant, but I wasn't able to get it because there were so many other good things on the menu, which is something you can't complain about. Just so many other good things on the menu. We've got sea budo, which means sea grapes. And they look like little sea grapes. What? Do you just pluck them off individually, just one by one, like you do regular grapes?
Or do you just pop the whole thing in your mouth?
Oh no, you can't do that. Oh, that's so exciting.
Does it pop when you eat it? Like
it pops a lot.
Like fish eggs?
It's like fish eggs, but you don't have to be scared of them. Oh my gosh, and the flavor's really good.
Is it sweet or is it salty or?
Little salty.
Yeah.
And it comes with a sauce, but I would say you don't even need it. Okay, I waited this long to have the sea grapes, and that was a terrible choice because I would have eaten sea grapes on a lot of things. I think I'm going to put it on my onigiri. They're really good. So it's our last day, and I think we have to be in the airport in an hour. It has been a really, really interesting experience. Okinawa, kind of for me, isn't what I thought it was going to be. And I think that's because we actually spent some time in Naha, and I wonder if a lot of the pictures that people take are not like, they're just all outside of Naha. So I feel like we got a very good urban, suburban, and nature experience on our trip. Like, the urban part was being in Naha and seeing Naha and all the temples and all of just driving around town kind of feeling like a local, and then the suburban part was staying in our Airbnb in Grandma's house, and then the nature part was all the times we went to little different islands that were around and just trekked and did stuff. And that's kind of the amazing part about Okinawa, is there's all of that. You can feel all of that if you get an Airbnb. But yeah, I would say it surprised me. And I definitely think there's more to come back here too. Was that a proper sentence?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely come back to Okinawa. Would you come back?
Yeah, definitely. I think that Okinawa is interesting because we've been to a lot of places in Japan, and this is like the least Japan feeling part of Japan I've ever been to. Like, the way things look, the way that the temples and stuff are, the people are significantly different, I believe, than the people, especially up in Tokyo. It's just been really interesting to see all these differences. Like, when we go to different countries, it's impossible not to compare, like, oh, that's different here, this is different there, blah blah blah, like when you're comparing it to Japan or America or whatever. But this is like, you're in Japan and you're comparing it to Japan, and it's just interesting to get to do that and see so many differences. And the food is like so different. Like, just this thing that I'm eating, this onigiri, is like, I've never seen anything remotely like this. And when I talk with Japanese people in Tokyo and stuff, and I talk about Okinawan cuisine, they're like, yeah, it's a lot different. And they won't say it, but I kind of get the impression they're not a fan of it. But maybe it's just the people I'm interviewing, I don't know. But like, the tolerance for sweet food and the Spam thing, and like, just so many different flavors that they have that we don't have up in Tokyo. It's been really, really cool to see. And I really liked, or to taste, yeah. And I really liked the those islands we went out to yesterday, and a couple days ago we went to that other island with the nipple on it, and that was like phenomenal. And I loved getting to see that part of Okinawa contrasted with the Naha part. It was really cool to see those two things. If we came back, I think I would want to stay on the northern side of the island, because this time we spent a lot of time on the southern side, and I think that would be a good exploration point. We could work our way down and see that area a bit more, and I believe that's like supposedly supposed to be a lot more nature stuff. The last thought I had was, I think like people are going to watch this video, I think, before they end up getting stationed here, because there's so many military bases here for the United States, and I'm sure people are going to go on YouTube and type in, you know, Okinawa, and a couple people probably fall into this video. And like, I keep telling Katie, like, if you're in the military and you ended up deployed in Okinawa, like, as far as what we've seen, you struck the lottery. Like, you hit gold. Like, this would be, the weather here is unbelievable. It's very beautiful. There's a lot to do. It's very safe. So like, if that happens to be what your situation is, like, I am somewhat envious of you. This would be a wonderful place to stay. Hey guys, so that was the final Okinawa video. I hope you guys enjoyed that series. It was really awesome to go down there and shoot that and get the opportunity to go down there and explore Okinawa. Just like such a cool place and so beautiful, and like everybody always says it's beautiful, and you're always like, yeah, but it's probably not that beautiful. And then you go down there, you're like, it's pretty beautiful. So for this end card, this is me. And the reason that is because at the time that I'm finishing this edit, I'm actually on a trip by myself, and Katie is in Tokyo. We're nowhere near each other, and we thought about doing a thing where maybe we could like do a internet thingy and then figure out a way to get the video to me, and it's just not going to happen. Where I'm at, the internet's too slow, and it's so you guys are just going to have to do the solo Eric end card deal. So, yeah, like always, the commercials come first. So, if you like the video, of course, hit the like button or hit the subscribe button. Or if you know somebody else that might enjoy it, you could just help us out by sharing it with them. And if you want to see more videos, especially like the Okinawa videos and like all our longer form factor videos like this, those are made because we have Patreon. Like straight up, that helps us out 100%. We wouldn't be able to do these things without it. So if you feel so inclined and want to see more videos like this and you're able to help us out through that, that'd be awesome. And if you're not able to help us with that, that's cool too. Like if you just keep watching the videos, then that helps as well. To explain a little bit more about like why Katie's not here, because I'm sure people are like, what the hell is happening? It's a little bit confusing. So Katie's job is super busy in August. So this year I decided that I was going to take advantage of her super busyness, and I was going to go on a trip. And this is not something that's negative between the two of us at all. Like we're totally, like she was like, you should go do this. This is a great idea. So I have been hitchhiking around in Japan, and I'm making a video series about that. And I'm interested to see how that's going to go, like in the end. Like is that going to be a good video series without Katie? Because like, I don't know, most people probably watch for the Katie. That's what I watch for. So we'll see how it works out, but it has definitely been interesting. And I'm interested to share that with people and get something out there that's like, you know, like a full featured video series about like what it's like to actually hitchhike in Japan, because it's been a pretty cool experience for me. So I've been out for like a week and a half, something like that. And at the point that I'm shooting this, I have no idea when I'm going to have time to get this online. That's going to be a completely another story. This could be a couple weeks old by the time you watch it. Yeah, it's been a really cool experience, and like I said, it'll be awesome to share it with everybody. So other than that, I'm going to do the normal thing. I want to answer a couple questions from people who had sent us questions a while ago. And I tried to choose questions that would be doable without Katie's input too much. Like I know that I can answer generally for us. So the first one, sorry, I'm moving to the camera here so I can see. The first one is from Orioles Altec, I think is the name, like Orioles, like the baseball team, I'm guessing. And he said, how often do you find Japanese people speak Japanese to you first, or do they assume you are an American tourist and attempt broken English body language first? And that's actually a really good question for me right now, because I've been in like hardcore Japanese mode for the last week and a half or so since I've been traveling. And it's been weird because I've noticed, I was actually just talking to Katie about this. I've noticed that people who have studied some English do not expect me to speak Japanese. Like they're surprised by it when I speak Japanese, if they speak any English, like at a reasonable level. Like if they've studied outside of their normal high school and stuff, if they've like taken other classes or they've like lived abroad or something, those people are the ones that are surprised that I speak Japanese at all. But the people who have no interest in English or anything kind of just expect me to speak Japanese. And like when I speak Japanese to them, they're just like, it doesn't even faze them. And I mean, my Japanese is not great. It's functional, but I mean, I make tons and tons of mistakes, but we can converse, like conversation can happen. But like those people just are like, oh, okay, we're just speaking Japanese. Like there's like no second thought to that. That does change if they see me write. So most people don't spend that much time studying writing, but I, for some reason, find it very like therapeutic. So I do study some Japanese writing, and if I write at all, then that 99% of the time people are like, whoa, Like that I think hits them a little harder because there aren't very many foreigners that have like focused on writing. Because honestly, it's not that useful, like, because of computers and everything. So actually knowing how to write Japanese is, unless it's your hobby, which is sort of has become mine, then it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. So yeah, I've noticed that in the countryside, a lot less people are way more, a lot less shocked that I speak Japanese. And you would think the opposite. In Tokyo, people are shocked, but I think it's because there's such a huge influx of foreigners there that don't speak any Japanese, because a lot of people are tourists, etc., that they get used to all foreigners can't speak Japanese. And in the countryside, like, I'm way out in the middle of nowhere right now. In the countryside, it's so rare to see a foreigner, and when you do, they probably live here if they've taken the effort to get all the way out here, that maybe they're just used to people being able to converse a little bit. But yeah, it is kind of it's a split, you know what I mean? Like, who is surprised and who isn't. And you do see this look of relief a lot, though, when you can converse, and they're like, like, you can see them thinking like, oh, I don't have to remember all that junior high school grammar English. Like, they're just like set aside, like, okay, great, we can just go forward. So you do that I think happens more than anything else. Let's see, next question is from Thomas Adams, and he said, do you find it hard or stressful to do videos every time you go somewhere? Easy answer to that, no. It is very rare that we have times where it's like, ooh, it's weird to shoot a video right now or something, and it's usually because of social reasons that are not us related. Like, this actually happened to me today. I was in a really, really, really busy restaurant with a really long line, and I wanted to make a video about what I was eating. However, I didn't want to hold up this long line, and I was sitting with strangers, and I didn't do it. I ended up shooting some footage, and then I talked about it afterwards, and then I'll overlay the footage when I do the edit. But as far as, like, is it stressful to shoot video on our trips and stuff, it's very natural to us now. Like, we've been doing it, if you look at our channel, we've been doing it for, like, since 2009 or something, I guess. So when we traveled around the world, we made all these videos and stuff, and it's just sort of like became a part of it. And it's just, that's just what it feels like now. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, you get that thing, like, people are like, oh, you're living through the lens and all that stuff, but we don't feel that way. We just feel like this is just a part of the traveling thing now. So that part is not at all stressful. There's other things about the video project that can be stressful. Dealing with YouTube can be stressful, and like YouTube, like not the community, but YouTube, like the company YouTube, being nervous about things with them and not having any support from them on certain things, that's stressful. And it can be stressful to get edits completed and stuff, and there's little things like that that are a little bit stressful. But the shooting process that's a joy. Like, that means we have to go out and have fun, and we're going to do something, and like that part is like super, super easy for us. So yeah, like, I've been on this trip too, and alone, when I first started this trip, I was like, it's gonna be a little weird shooting. I just got into a rhythm with it, and it's been fine. So even that's been all right, even though I do look nuts walking down the street with a camera by myself, like, I'm talking to it. Just like, but I mean, I'm a 6'7" white guy. The camera isn't the crazy part here. And then I've got Jacob from Patreon says, where in Europe would you guys like to go given the chance? And our dream trip actually would be to buy a motorbike in Portugal and drive it to Istanbul, and maybe take like a year or a year and a half or something like that, and then follow the seasons, like where it stays warm. Like, we'd be able to, in that opportunity, hopefully go up into Scandinavia and stuff, and then when it gets cold, then go back down to Southern Europe and make our way that way. I think that'd be a really, really cool video series, and would be a really, really fun experience, obviously. Europe's a little bit expensive, and at the moment quite far away from Japan, so it hasn't happened yet, but I wouldn't count it out for the future. Like, we still talk about it all the time. And he asked a follow-up question as well that says, what is taken into account when plans are being made? It's probably a better question for Katie, because she plans ahead on our trips way more than anything. But grand scheme plans, we usually just look at budget stuff, like how far away is something? Do we have enough time to get there and make like a decent trip out of it? Or do we have like how much are plane tickets and how much is it going to cost to stay, and like blah, 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 blah. All that stuff we think about a bit just to choose like the destination. So soon we'll have a series about Seoul coming up, and like when we did that, we had to be like, okay, well, we've got a 3-day weekend. Is that really enough time to go to Seoul? Well, it kind of turns out to be, yeah, it worked out all right because of the type of flight we got. And then looking at the cost of hotels and food and all that, and we're like, okay, yeah, we can totally pull this off. So like for grand scheme stuff, like we work kind of together on that part. Just to decide where we're gonna go, and then Katie usually goes and she uses Japanese travel guides and breaks down like deeply. We're gonna do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm not really sure what goes into that because on this trip that I've been on, I'm just like, well, I don't know where I'm going tomorrow. like I don't know where I'm going in 12 hours right now. There's a typhoon coming, and it has put the kibosh on me moving around for a few days. So that's why I'm doing this video right now, so I can finish the edit of the Seoul of the, what is it? Not the Seoul, the Okinawa video, and get it up. So that's why I'm doing this right now. But anyway, as far as like detailed planning, Katie could probably talk about that a lot more than I could. So maybe I'll get her to talk about that in the future. But anyway, this has gone on long enough. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Okinawa series as much as we did. And look forward to sharing the hitchhiking series that I'm shooting right now with you. And the video series about Seoul as well will be fun to share with you as well. So take care, guys.